Hello, Professor Ramos, and to those who may stumble upon this video. Due to obvious circumstances, I am unable to present my individual research paper in person. However, I do hope this screencast format will suffice in the meantime. My name is Elise Davis, and today I'll be discussing my findings as to why a bilingual education is important to the state of California. Let's start by denoting the success of bilingual education's past in the United States and the benefits that followed suit. So behind our self-proclaimed Nation of Immigrants motto, the curriculum currently taught in American public schools is geared toward white, English-speaking students. However, throughout the 1980s and 1990s, the U.S. government ran and funded dual immersion programs in both public and private schools. These dual language students not only had the additional benefit of being biliterate, but also scored higher on standardized reading and math tests when compared to the traditional monolingual curriculum. Bilingual education in the past also rejected Eurocentric educational standards and provided support for students whose first language is not English. Unfortunately, government funding for dual immersion education in California was cut short due to the illegitimate passing of Proposition 227. You might be wondering, what is Proposition 227? Well, in 1998, Proposition 227 was passed and proposed by California billionaire and known white supremacist Ron Unz. Prop 227 required all children to be taught English in school. Proposition 227 also terminated the majority of government funding for dual immersion programs. The supposed intention behind Proposition 227 aimed to reduce government spending, but also help push a racially prejudiced political agenda against the influx of Latin American or Latinx immigrants in California. Pardon me. So, as displayed in the graph, the residual effects of Prop 227, the share of English learners being placed in bilingual education programs in California plunged drastically as soon as Proposition 227 was instated. So you can only imagine how non-English speakers were affected by this. So 1998 was when it was instated, then boom, Proposition 227 took over, and that's where our biliteracy education has been since then. Okay, so as I mentioned before, Ron Unz is a known white supremacist. Some educators and researchers believe that Proposition 227 was not an appropriate solution for budget cuts and was, in fact, a political response that came after a measure which sought to prohibit immigrants who were in the U.S. illegally from getting access to public benefits. In reference to resource theory, educational resources that were once provided to students before the passing of Proposition 227 were now under the control of the dominant group composed of white and upper-class businessmen and politicians. In this specific time period and instance, the influx of Latinx immigrants in California are the subordinate group because they lack the means for appropriate representation both in politics and in defense for their right to an accommodating education in Californian public schools. The central role of discrimination is Proposition 227 and the largely white upper-class political legislators who determined that that Proposition 227 would be the appropriate ruling for all students of all racial, ethnic, and class backgrounds. Overall, Prop 227 inherently justified giving more educational resources and opportunities to monolingual white English-speaking students. Fortunately, Prop 227 was recently repealed by the passing of a new proposition, Proposition 58. So the effects of Proposition 58 include, well, first off, Proposition 58 was passed with an astounding 73.5% majority on November 8th of 2016. Proposition 58 implemented the California Multilingual Education Act, which gave more control to schools over their decision to instate dual language programs and systems of support. As I mentioned earlier, Proposition 58 also repealed the English-only requirement Proposition 227 once required. So, by repealing Proposition 227 and instating Proposition 58, this not only helps students that are in need of extra support that dual immersion classes provide, but has also begun to correct the systematic racial injustices imposed on Latinx students and students of immigrant families in California.